get to the thank yous, or not thank yous, acknowledgements. I know you guys are in stream chatting, but I did want to say I have recovered from San Diego Comic Con, going to Vegas. You know, that first night, Friday night, was not as. It took a night to kind of get into it. I'd say the first night was just a little trickier. By the second night, it was a lot easier. And saw my orthopedic doctor, right? Orthopedic. Wednesday, had torn labral muscles on my shoulder. But what was really messing me up was I developed frozen shoulder because I was trying not to use my shoulder much. And so frozen shoulders, injected cortisone into that shoulder, and now I feel like I use about 80% of it. The pain's still there, and there are times when I'm like, yeah. So it was an eventful San Diego Comic Con. As always, we talked about DC Universe. We kind of rolled out that service, and so let's just move everything up a little bit. But people are like, your San Diego schedule, like, you're only there for like a day of real work. Because I had a bunch of sort of public-facing things on Thursday. Friday, I had one signing, I think. But Friday afternoon, from I think after the signing, like 12 to 6, I just did press. I did interviews all day. And then Saturday was the Hall H stuff, where we debuted a little footage from Wonder Woman, and then the Aquaman trailer and the Shazam trailer, which all three actually went over extremely well. So that was kind of exciting to see the fan reaction. So a lot of big news this San Diego. I think we had this cool boat yacht experience on, I think, Friday morning to promote Heroes in Crisis, the new project by Tom King and Clay Mann. So it was my 32nd Comic-Con in a row, and probably, I'm going to say, it was the most eventful one yet, between all the excitement, all the things that we announced, the activation. I don't know if any of you guys got to go to that activation. That was at the gas lamp across from the Omni Hotel at the Hilton gas lamp. I think every morning they had like 300 or so people lined up. Where that fist is in relationship to the head is what that composition's all about. And then, so I don't work from the shoulder, bicep, forearm, then the fist just happens to be where it is. It's not an accident. I say that's where the fist is going to be, and then make everything else kind of bend to that until you max out the storage space, if that makes sense. So what I'm saying here, composition trumps. In fact, I think when I did this pose with Batman, I think I just put the fist somewhere and I don't even show the rest of the arm. I don't know how I got away with it. I think if you put it, like for instance, if you put it like right here, like the fist is right here, like you wouldn't have to draw anything else. Okay. I actually just have moved it even further up and changed the tilt of it. It feels a little more directed. It's a subtlety, I guess. Remember, you are given a complimentary Twitch account membership. You can join whatever you want. It's pretty cool. Glove. So I had a chance to meet Mr. Murata-san. where I found out he was a fan of American comics, particularly Batman. So we did a panel together, and then we did the thing where I drew Batman, he drew Batman too, but I don't think I drew One Punch Man. It back to feeling somewhat normal. I was starting to get kind of depressed that everything was just going to fall apart. Poop 27 is, we announced that there was a Hush movie adaptation, and we announced this interesting collab with GameStop, and they're doing a Funko Pop, mini Funko Pop figure that's looks just like Batman, but he's got his hand up on his thigh, which is obviously the second. It's the second print cover of Batman 608, which I think most people recognize from the run. They made into posters, shirts, everything. There seems to be an element around his collar. And he's got a belt. So I'm going to do a thin eyebrow. A lot thinner than I normally would. Okay. Not going to do that, but okay. Back. So I have to close one eye to see how it looks to you guys. The drawing angle where you sit plays a role, and just be aware that you might have some bias based on that. I am. I think Nightbot has the whole list. I don't know if in our Discord channel, I don't think I had Palm Springs in there. So what do I got coming up? I've got in 2 weekends, right? Birthday, I'll be there, and then I fly in, or I come in Friday night, and then I'm there all day for the show Saturday, and then I fly out Saturday, and then I get we're renting an RV and driving our son to college in Texas, so I'll be on the road for several days just driving. I was thinking of just, rather than just staying at hotels, I'll just stay at random people's houses that I meet. And then, end of August is the Palm Springs Comic Con, so I'll be there for that. And then in September, I'll be going to Prague Comic Con in Prague, Czech Republic. to help them launch their from 6 months to a year or more of lag time, windowing, whatever you want to call it, from the time we publish it before it gets translated and published. Although I find that a lot of our fans overseas, they're downloading the books digitally and following along, so they're current with what's happening. If I can see. Okay. So Prague will be interesting, and come back. San Antonio, Alamo Comic-Con, end of October. Many of you guys are down there. And then the Toluca, Mexico City Comic-Con in beginning of December. And then I'm doing a signing at Torpedo Comics in December as well. Those are both early December. And then I'm going to enjoy my winter break. Not that I didn't, enjoy the shows that I did this year. I just, with the new responsibilities, I'm not, obviously, I want to honor my obligations, but going next year, there are a few that I've kind of already agreed to that I will. And I say elective because there are shows that I have to go to, sort of like I think WonderCon, New York, and San Diego. And those are the ones that DC goes to and sets up at. I'll tell you, when I was in Vegas this weekend, I ran into a bunch of comics fans. I mean, just randomly kind of walking around. It was actually pretty cool. Compared to, let's say, like Dallas. I said, hey, you're so-and-so, like, or are you? And they're there to see, like, the Backstreet Boys. Alright, let's see what happens here if I do this. Yes, I was just there this weekend. I just flew back today. I kind of wondered if I was going to be able to stream and be sort of semi-conscious today. The con, I shouldn't even say it. I think I pissed off a fan, or I don't know, I was just kind of... I can't even share the whole story. You had been there. But I think everything turned out okay. I'll save the story for another time. I don't know how long of a story it would be. Other than there were some things that happened at Comic-Con that I'd never really kind of dealt with before. Okay. For those of you that went, oh yeah, we even had like a private signing in the hotel room right before I left, which is kind of cool. But I had to leave early. We had Teen Titans Go premiere on Sunday up in LA, so I had to come back for that. And it was a funny movie. There's a hilarious camo. I won't spoil it for anyone. And they've got some amazing voices, different actors, and you can see the pencils go all the way here, and I'm bringing it down considerably. Just looking at the belt. That's what I found interesting. It's just kind of. I had 2 drawing panels the same day. So hopefully that will not be replicated next year. I enjoy the panels where I can kind of show people what I do and draw and kind of talk and interact with fans. But pacing it out for me would do realize there's sort of it takes some energy to do it. It's also like how many people want to see that panel twice, right? Can imagine that would be kind of look. I've asked questions on panels before. You want to say something that hasn't been asked before. You want to sound like you are intelligent and have been. There's one person that said, "Hey, if you could trade Marvel characters for DC characters, who would you trade?" As that type of question. If I overly complicate things, I should just say, let's just start rattling off characters, right? And about that, I think the question was something about what inspires you when you sit down and look at a page. And I said something about I don't really have artist block where I can't figure out what I want to draw. Wow, how to go there. You know, as much ribbing as Hallmark gets, they still sell a boatload of greeting cards. People still like buying them rather than sending them digitally. They make those movies. I think there's room in modern life for messages coming from the heart. Sappy messages from the heart. Whatever you want to call them, dude. The mood I'm going for. But I didn't want to miss another week of streaming. So, here we are. What makes you think I'm not wasted now? I'm drawing. If you Google like Jim Lee Wonder Woman sketch, there's one sketch online that I distinctly remember. I think it was like a long night out in, gosh, where was it? It was in Europe. And a bunch of us were out and had been enjoying ourselves. And I just did the sketch for one of the people in our group. And for sure, I thought I had screwed it up. The next day, and I look at it online, it's not so bad. So I think it's possible to do. I just don't have any desire to work, draw, whatever, under the influence. Prejudice, or I mentally associate like kind of having a beer or a glass of wine with like just unwinding and just kind of kicking back and I associate drawing with work. I think that, it's not the tradition. But the and then those of you that like to bid in. Trust me, I need my rest. Need my rest. So, for the silent auction piece, I'm going to I'll put it up to a vote, but I'm going to pick the characters and just put it up and see what you guys think. Kind of fallen out of the rhythm of it. It's hard to explain. Sorry, Kelsey, I didn't put Mason in there. I drew Kelsey as Link once. I think I posted that drawing online. I think. Very interesting. All right, let's do it. Here I'm just sort of balancing line weights and kind of beefing up lines here and there. But beefing them up, I'm sort of separating the planes, making things pop more, giving greater value or emphasis on certain objects or shapes. Emote only. Hold on a second.